Hello. So I am going to make this first video about the moments and just a couple days while you're still in the hospital after baby is born. These can be beautiful times, but they can also be really anxiety provoking. If you are very dead set on breastfeeding, it can be anxiety provoking because at this point you don't really know how much the baby is eating. And so I'm going to start from the beginning and we'll get more into that. So let's rewind. You just had your baby. Assuming that this was the delivery that you somewhat expected, that you didn't have like a cesarean or anything like that. Even with that, sometimes you are able to nurse hours and hours later. But let's say that you've just birthed your baby and they put him or her on your chest and you have your time together. As soon as you feel ready or as soon as they show interest, you can bring that baby to your chest. I know with my first son, he didn't really show a lot of interest, but I probably did it within an hour. With my second son, they put him on my chest and he immediately started like rooting, which means that they turn their head from side to side and kind of open their mouth. And we'll talk about that again later. But the showing interest, you can bring them to your breast. And so I can't promise that this latch will be perfect or that it won't hurt at all, or it won't be like a little uncomfortable or weird because you've never done it before. But yeah, that soon after birth, you can bring them to your breast and they can start sucking. It's really incredible to experience for the first time. It's very biological and it's bonding. And yeah, so let's talk about the first few days. So you are going to be producing just a little bit of colostrum. It's going to be this sticky, kind of clearish, yellowish substance coming out of your breast. It's very, very thick. So while you're nursing, you may not even see anything exchange because you're going to be producing drops, and you may get tempted to be really concerned about that because I know with formula feeding and stuff like that, they can start consuming more quantities right away. But with nursing, your milk hasn't come in yet, and you are just producing this lovely, lovely, important thing called colostrum. And so even if you only plan on breastfeeding while you're at the hospital, this can be just a really great thing for your child. So if you're concerned and you're kind of like I have to see it to believe it person, that's kind of how I was with my first son. You can hand express by like holding your boob and gently massaging and then squeezing at the nipple gently. You don't want to hurt yourself, into like a medicine cup, like what a kid would take medicine in. Or you can use the hand pump and try to get some things out with that. And then you can actually syringe out of the medicine cup and just squirt it in their mouth. But even this, it's just going to be drops, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, is my baby going to be okay with this? And yes, the answer is yes, yes, yes. It's perfectly normal not to have your milk, and it's okay. So, yeah. So during these first few days, you're going to want to put them to your breast as much as they show interest, and maybe even more, because you'll hear this a lot. There is a supply and demand, and it takes time for your supply to regulate to your baby. And so during that time where their mouth is to your nipple, their saliva is going to be communicating with your nipple about how much milk the baby needs. And it's really incredible. So let me see. Even if there's nothing coming out, it's perfectly okay to just let them suck or lay at your breast. And this is a great time to be practicing different positions and what's comfortable for you, because when your milk does come in, you know, it's going to be like locked and loaded. They're ready, you're ready. And so it's great to just like experiment with what's comfortable to you. So try nursing on the couch at the hospital or chair, in your bed, with a pillow, without a pillow. It's just a really good time to practice those kinds of things. Let's see. Oh, it can hurt. So with my first son, I had very soft, kind of inverted nipples, which sounds weird, the word nipples. You will hear it a lot, and you will see your own nipple a lot, and so it's something you'll get comfortable with. But so when he was trying to nurse, it's like my nipple was kind of pushing with his mouth away, and so he couldn't get a good latch. He was like ready, and he was, going for it, but we just like couldn't do it because my nipples were so soft. And so they gave me a nipple shield, and it's like this little silicone thing that you put over your nipple, and it just kind of acts as like a buffer. And the hospitals usually do provide that, and so if not, you can buy them at Walmart, Amazon, anything like that. But as well, those are sized, and so if one doesn't work for you, maybe another one will. But if it just hurts too bad and you cannot let this baby suck at your nipple because of the pain, just try the shield, or break the latch by taking your pinky and inserting it into their mouth, because you definitely don't want to just like pull away. It would hurt really bad. So yes, it can take a lot of time for you to learn each other and get comfortable, but we'll talk about some different approaches, techniques, tricks, things like that in another video. But I do just want to say, if it hurts, don't give up. For me, I used the nipple shield for months with my first son, and I almost wish I wouldn't have done that, but it was just so painful for me. And as well as like the inversion, it just helped a lot with that. But with my second son, it still just kind of felt really uncomfortable, and there'd be like burning and stinging, and I know they say like it doesn't hurt, but like you're not gonna get it perfect right away. And so don't be discouraged. The pain will go away, it will subside. So that's it for the first couple days, and I'll talk more in another video.